Entering year 2 for you as the head coach, I'm interested to know, looking back on it now, because coaches always love to self-analyze, what did you learn about yourself after the first year being in charge of this?
There was a whole lot of things that I kind of halfway knew about, but didn't really know, how big of a pain they were to handle. There's so much logistics, so much secretarial stuff you have to do as the head coach, and you don't have to do any of that as an assistant. And I knew it occurred, but you don't know how much time it takes to do all that. You don't realize how big of a nightmare scheduling is. Because if you're good, they won't play you. So.
Do you feel more comfortable in your own head coaching skin, I guess, this year?
Yeah, because now you know what to expect. Like I said, there's some things come up, and we had some bad breaks last year, and things that never happened. It was a tough year, and like I said, there was things that happened that I wasn't prepared for. You just didn't know they occurred. Just like I said, there's so many situations that you wasn't involved in when you were an assistant.
I guess when we shift to the football, the on the field football stuff, it all starts with Taj and Connery in the backfield. Right. What are they capable of? You're talking about 2 kids, both seniors, been around for a while, have a year under the system with you as their head coach. I talked to Taj, and he says, I've got a better understanding of what Coach Stephen wants us to do. What are they capable of this year for you and your offense?
Well, Taj is healthy. Right now he's not. If he's healthy, he's always the best player on the field. So you can always count on, you don't have to have perfect pass protection, because that guy can get there unblocked and he can make him miss. And it makes things easier when you got that type of player. And in the clutch, he tends to make plays for it. Now, you got Rikirian, who athletically is special, and at times last year was inconsistent. This year so far, this summer has been caught everything we threw at him. And you got him to run speed. He's got a little more vision than he had last year. Last year's the first time he really ever carried the ball, except for scout team tailbacks. All he knew was haul ass to the sideline where nobody's at. So, and then you got Traquan Charles, who not the biggest guy, not the fastest guy, but is an exceptional tailback. So you got a 3-headed monster back there to carry the football.
Wide receivers aren't, you're not a spread, I'm going to throw the ball 40 times a game kind of offense. But just talk about some of the wide receivers that they're going to have to step up and at least give you that threat to try to get that 9th and 10th man out of the box.
We got Duke, Ligarian Bell, a.k.a. Duke, big kid at wide receiver, future D1 player as a junior. Last year was inconsistent with his hands. Come to find out he needed glasses. Well, now he has contacts. He's caught everything all summer. It's made a huge difference. So you got a big physical guy on the outside that's a threat. Then on the other side, you got Shaylin Allen, who's a tall, skinny kid who at times is inconsistent, but if he gets consistent, then you got, you're looking at 3 guys you can get the ball to. In the other slots, you got Stevie Thompson, who never been on the field to his senior year. He's quick. He's a team player, understands his role, and he can help you catching short passes, making a guy miss, and making 10 yards. So we're pretty solid offensively.
Up front, it's very important, especially because of being a run-first kind of offense. Talk about your O-line.
O-line is a lot. Last year, that was probably the weakness of our team. I was the O-line and D-line. And this year might be the strength for our team. You got 2 returning starters and 2 more kids who've had some experience, played here and there. So now you got experienced offensive line that have pretty good feet, decent size. So you should be able to run the ball on everybody.
Defensively, just what's some of the biggest keys for you to be successful? That's your side of the football. What's your biggest keys for you to be good?
Due to injury and inexperience, we were bad in the box. We just didn't have the players that we needed. And this year, when we played Ragus, who was a sophomore, This year, Ragus is a junior. He's ready to go. So you had him playing last year before he was ready. We had Lamont Harris, who never stepped on the field. He's probably our best defensive player. Moved him to linebacker. He's a good player. We got a senior in Austin Thomason. It's going to be a good defensive end for us. We got Chase Sheridan, he's a sophomore. All these kids have, and then we have Joe McGee at nose, which we had a good nose last year, and Skill Burkhoff, but stayed hurt all year. So now we're solid at every position on the D line. Where last year we weren't, and then that linebacker last year, James Pickle, was a junior and was an average player. He's a much better player this year. Like I said, Lamont Harris, Grant Thompson broke his leg the scrimmage, so never stepped on the field at the start at the beginning of the year. He's back. You got Wyatt Hensley, who got some experience playing linebacker and defensive end last year. He's back. And then you got Kerryon Parker, who's a junior that never been on the field this year. All those guys we got a pretty good linebacking core. We got a little depth. I mean, that's a huge difference over last year. We weren't very good in the box.
One thing you can never say about Franklinton, when you look at their schedule, they're never going to duck anybody. Your schedule, I mean, it's got some names. You got Neville, you got STM, you got, and you know, just talk about your schedule. I mean, you're not going to be lacking for PowerPoints, I guess is the best way to say it.
Right. Well, when they did the split, they really put a disadvantage to 4 and 5A schools, because now the 3, the 2, the 1A schools do not need the PowerPoints to play. They don't need those extra points because everybody's making the playoffs. So now if they can't beat you, they won't play. So now you're limited to 4 or 5A schools. That's all you have to schedule. So you end up with whoever's available that week, and then we got stuck in a 14 district. So week 6 and week 7, you're extremely limited with choices. So, and I was looking for gates. You don't want to play somebody who doesn't bring fans.
Right.
You need money.
One of those responsibilities you were talking about as a head coach now.
And we have struggled to find that.
Right. It's going to be fun. Is this the game against Neville? Will that be the first time you're playing them since the semis, or did you play them last year?
No, it's the first time since the semis.
Okay. Having them come here, that's going to be a fun game.
It is, and I mean, everybody in the state thrives to beat Neville. You got schools in A school, you got schools that's good in every sport. That's what everybody strives to beat. And hell, you got to accept that challenge. Your kids have to know where they're at. If you play a school you can beat by 20 points every week, you never know. You never see your weaknesses. The kids never know what level they need to get at to beat a good team. And with our schedule, hell, each week you walk on the field, I mean, you're gonna know. If you're not ready, it's gonna show up. If you didn't prepare that week, it's gonna show up because you start off with Covington, Fountain Blue. Tylertown got beaten in the Mississippi semifinals last year, week 4. And Bogalusa has been down this year. Him and Pearl River, the only game you can say, where it's not that strong on the point.